You're listening to a Countout Podcast.
Raffe from Japan. That's right, Raffe's back.
You insisted on starting.
Don't you
this
love
one.
it?
This, you're never allowed to do it again. He is back.
Man.
He's
You're
back.
back.
I'm back. I've made it. I'm alive. I've crossed the world twice and survived. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man.
Welcome back.
Thank
Dude,
you.
and how much New Japan content do we have to talk about over the last 3.5 weeks since you've been gone?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot. I don't think there's enough time.
There's the one thing that everyone's talking about right now. The one thing that, man, you had the opportunity to witness it live. Hinare got a 5-star match. Boom! Oh yeah!
I mean, I didn't have the ability to witness it live because I was in a plane when it happened. But fuck that! I have since watched that match and absolutely loved it, man. That was killer. You watched the whole thing?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, man! He killed that dude. Him and Shingo.
Him and Shingo fucking were magic, bro. So good,
And
so
it's-
good.
and
has anything else happened?
A couple of things, I guess. That was like the main thing, I would say.
Yep.
But like he killed it, man. And the great thing about New Japan, and I said this to him, like that was like his sort of ongoing story, right? Like he kept running up against Shingo as like that next step to level up, and he kept getting pushed down. Like Shingo felt like his ceiling for a time, right? Like he was his boss, kind of thing, his final boss, and then for him to beat him in the New Japan Cup, that was like a huge step up. And then even though he didn't win that KOPW match, he absolutely showed everybody who the fuck he was.
Opened a lot of fucking eyes, man. Opened a lot of eyes.
Exactly. I was fortunate enough to catch up with Aaron, but like a little while after Sakura Genesis, we caught up for breakfast and had like an amazing morning. I hadn't seen him since Jesus 20. Well, in person. I mean, I don't know, a while. Anyway, a long time. In Japan, years and years, like, 4 or 5 years, but like I'd seen him in Perth and stuff. But so we caught up. He's like, oh yeah, come meet me at the station or whatever. So me and Amy get on the train and we cruise over and meet him. And I go, how will we find him? Because it's pretty busy. And Amy's like, I think he'll stand out. It's like, yeah, well, that's fucking fair. And he obviously did, because he's a huge mountain of a dude. Plus, he made the joke. He's like, plus all us Kiwis dress exactly the same, short shorts, athletic gear kind of thing. Like, it was very obvious who he was. And dude, we had just such a fucking great morning, like catching up, grabbed a coffee, walked along the river with him, like to the dojo. He was heading to training, just catching up and talking. And he was telling me that match he had bronchitis. Nobody got time for that. He went to hospital after that match, straight up. Like that's
fucking warrior, dude.
That's what that fucking shit is. That's who he is. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck. Well, I had to pull it out.
You got to take those opportunities when you got him. Like he couldn't just be like, sorry, I'm sick. The biggest match of my career. Sorry, I don't feel good. He's got to go out there and fucking show. And he showed out, man. Good for him.
Absolutely.
Fucking sick as a dog. Dude, I wouldn't have got off my fucking bed.
No.
I would have stayed there all day playing on my fucking phone, surfing Twitter, talking shit, Nah.
No, not him, man. Nah, he's got that warrior spirit.
I'd have been 2 seasons deep into Community on Netflix or something. Fuck that.
And you know what? He's been waiting for it too, man. They were supposed to pull that trigger fucking years ago. Then COVID happened, so like, there's no point. There's nobody in the houses. Why would you? So he was just like, in a holding pattern for years. And he has been, you know what I mean? So, like, to see him get there and deliver like that and to be given that opportunity was just super cool. And yeah, it was like catch up with my bud and like just fucking catching up on his life and fucking talking shit and stuff. It was just a great morning, like absolutely awesome morning to see him and to learn about what everything's been going on. But yeah, sorry, I've immediately derailed the show if I could talk about that. But yeah, I can't recommend it. If people haven't watched that match, go check out that. It was Road to Sakura Genesis, wasn't it? Yeah. I'd have to look up the exact night, but you'd be able to find it. It's the Ultimate Triad match between Shingo.
Yeah, Shingo versus Aaron Henare Ultimate Triad. You have to get a pinfall, a submission, and a ref stoppage in order to win the match. Not in any order you want.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be consecutive. You just score them throughout the match.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. It's like, what, 40 minutes of just madness. And what a fucking match, dude.
They just beat the ever-living fuck out of each other, dude. There's one point where they just start throwing hands. Like, I saw an RA had shared it, and he was like, welcome to my world. It was just him fucking squaring up, and they're just fucking punching each other in the head.
Oh, he's like, I'm going to break your liver.
Yeah.
Bang!
Yeah. Oh, he gives him that body shot and just drops him like a sack of shit. It was fucking awesome, dude. It was so good.
The best part of that was, like, the delayed reaction. Like, he hits him, and Shingo was like, ugh. Oh.
He's like, oh, that was, oh, wait, no, that was really bad. And Shingo, man, what can you fucking say about that guy? And then last night, you obviously haven't had a chance to see it, but in last night's match, they riffed on the same thing. The match with Tai Chi was those same 3 options, but also TKO and also count out. So there was 5 ways to win, but you had to get best of 3 out of those 5 potential ways. Ooh. It had a near count out that was fucking the closest I've ever seen in the world.
I've seen everyone on Twitter is like, that is the Kurt Angle kick out of fucking of count outs.
Exactly. Slide in. It was like 19.99. Like, it was fucking unbelievable how close it was.
I saw someone saying you got to throw the entire like count out fake away, like, because you're done now.
Yeah,
it can't be topped. It's done.
Yeah,
the whole shtick, the whole gimmick is finished.
Yeah.
No one can ever do it again.
He just killed it because he did it perfect. He did it the exact second. That's it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and then obviously by the time we release this, spoilers will be out and things like that. But congratulations to the Holy Emperor that is Tai Chi, fucking taking the KOPW belt for the first time. I mean, he's obviously held KOPW, but the first time he's held that belt. And I wanted to take that opportunity to read Chris Childen put out a tweet of what Tai Chi said after the match, and I thought it was really cool. I shared it on our Twitter. Tai Chi said...
At Okada Shorts.
Yeah, at Okada Shorts. Chris Childen had said that Tai Chi had said after the match, he said, it might not be the IWGP World Heavyweight title. It might be blue, might not have the history, but Takagi elevated this to an incredible level, and I treat it as just as important. We're all now running on a level one step higher. So, yeah, that's the vibe.
Absolutely fucking true.
That, like, just 5 guys are given right now. You know what I mean? They've said they're going to change the New Japan, for everybody, everything that happened with Sonata, and then now fucking Tai Chi taking that. And then that starts to cloud it, right? Because Hiromu has to go through Kanemaru to get to Sonata. Just fucking Kanemaru take his first junior title. Like, there's obviously now, like, the 5 guys have now become like a fucking dangerous unit. And it's like, there's something in the source. It's like everybody's joking about them and stuff, but it's like suddenly they're all training together, they're working together, they're winning titles, and you're like, okay, maybe these guys aren't a fucking joke anymore. Like, maybe this is one of the most dangerous units in New Japan, which is pretty amazing. And what else was cool?
Wild.
Because they had the TKO stipulation, both factions were side of ring. Like they were ringside. They had a towel too to potentially like throw in, like if it got to thing. And like, Sonata was saying how, LIJ didn't support him and stuff, but when Shingo went down, the whole crew were there with him, you know what I mean? And then all the guys were there with Tai Chi. So yeah, there's things at play, and it's very interesting.
I dig it, man. It's like just five guys have discovered the secret sauce, for New Japan.
The only thing they haven't discovered is a good...
I'm still making jokes. I don't care.
I know. Well, hilarious. But the only thing they haven't discovered is a good fucking faction name, I would say.
Ouch. That tea is hot.
It is dumb though. But I mean,
you're like, nah, it's dumb though. Don't even worry about it.
But you persevere long enough in it, I guess it will become cool. Maybe.
Yeah. I want to play a game. I don't think we'll have time to do it today, but next time we record, I want to play a game. And we're going to see where the factions really do fall, and things might change a lot between here and there. So it's probably best we don't do it today.
Yeah.
But that's next episode, along with our year in review will be next episode. 2022 year in review.
Our year in review will be 2023 year in review this time.
But here we are, and what I should tell you right now is that it's the boys from the shorts, your good friend Raffe. Sorry, God damn it, we're out of practice.
Yeah,
I'm your good friend
Curtis
good friend. Spears. That's your bad friend Raffe Houston.
What up?
We are the International Wrestling Grand Prix, the Kings of Pod Style, the King of Shorts, the Okada Shorts boys here on the beautiful Count Out Podcasting Network. And man, I'm so out of sorts with that.
It's been a long time, man. It's been like over a month since we've been on this,
Yeah,
Chatting
since we've been on together.
Yeah.
You know what's fun? Some of the things we've predicted have come true. Of course, like we talked about Sonata. Sonata became the world champion. You were there. You saw it all. Everyone kind of saw it coming. The writing was on the wall once he was Mr. Handsome Sonata Man. Mm-hmm. But some other beautiful things have happened in between time. Last time we were on this podcast together, I said to you that I wanted Drilla Dan Maloney in New Japan. I said I want New Japan to get a sniff at Drilla Dan Maloney. Uh-huh. Guess what happens? Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Drilla Dan Maloney, newest member of the United Empire, beats Francesco Akira at the Revolution Rumble, is instantly handed an armband by Will Ospreay, and starts seconding the champion of the British, the Great Okan, to the ring later on that night. Drilla Dan Maloney will now be in the Best of the Super Juniors. Oh,
so that's sick. And see, I
who's got the stonks? Who's got the stonks?
He has.
I got the stonks.
I'm besides what you've told me, I'm not really familiar with Drilla, so I'm very interested to see what he is gonna bring to the mix.
Drilla got the power. Drilla got power.
Are we talking like
he's going to be a
Connor's power? Like,
well, probably. I've seen his girlfriend. No, like Drilla. Like last time I saw him. No, sorry, a couple of times ago. Last time I saw, so it was 2020, February 14th, 2020. My wife took me to see a Rev Pro show for our Valentine's Day. God bless her. I love her the most.
Romantic.
I know, right? And it was the last show I saw. It was the last wrestling show I saw for like 3 years. But Drilla was there. It was Drilla versus Cobb, actually.
Oh, wow.
And like Drilla like manhandled Jeff Cobb, was throwing Jeff Cobb around as easily as Cobb was throwing him around.
Right.
It was fucking wild, dude.
Why is Drilla a junior then? Or is he like a little
That's
short?
What I said.
Is he short of stature or?
He's a little bit short, but like, I mean, I don't think he's like shorter than like 5'10", 5'11".
Are you thinking this is like Shingo was a junior? It's like that kind of thing, like bring him in and start him there, and then
it might be. Dude he's rigged out, fucking yoked, fucking country strong. Like he's gonna take some of those dudes in his B block and just
Awesome.
yeet them into the sun. It's going to be
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick. Well,
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it.
I'm sure we've got plenty to talk about the best of the Super Juniors announcements.
Yep.
So maybe let's look at it sort of chronologically. Let's maybe start at Sakura Genesis and our
Sakura Genesis.
Our thoughts on that, and I can sort of tell you what it was like being in the building, and then we'll lead through everything that has sort of happened since then.
I'm gonna ask you about the big question coming out of Sakura Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
The disconnect between Western fans and the home fans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Western fans are fucking like, Sonata, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, there's always going to be a couple that are like, I knew it all along, like, but you were in the building, and I was watching. I heard that ovation.
Oh, he's
when Sonata won.
Over, like they love him. They absolutely love him. Yeah.
So
it was hard not to be like swept up in it. You know what I mean? Like, because
I can imagine.
And I don't know, maybe it's that thing, right? Like, because the way Japanese people are is different to the way Western people are. So maybe they appreciate that sort of, you know, quiet, sort of reserved kind of thing because it's how many of them are, you know? So maybe that charisma speaks to them in a way that we don't always understand, you know? But he's definitely the guys, him, like, over.
Yeah. Do you think that it is a better plan for them to really give the Japanese fans what they want, even though it is kind of, it's making all the Western fans kind of look at them sideways? I mean, like, you've got a major cross promotion coming up with Forbidden Door 2. Like, what's Sonata going to do at Forbidden Door 2? Like, he's not Okada. He's not Jay White. He's not,
I see,
you know, one of these crossover stars. Like, is the Western audience, which is who we talk to, we are the Western audience. Like, what is it? I don't want to say they're alienating the Western audience, because like they want to give that outreach. That's why they have a major Western star like Mercedes Moné on their shows. Is it worth cultivating that fan base back at home and risking putting up blinders for people in the Western audience?
I don't think New Japan like super concern themselves with things like that. They tend to back in their own stories and what they're doing and just persevere with it. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we're doing and this is what's happening and it's what it is, you know? If they have plans for a long-term Sonata situation here, I don't see them flipping it just to suit the AEW show. You know what I mean? They'll be like, you know what? He's our guy. We're backing him in. He's rigged out. He's a good-looking guy. Everybody likes him. They can just get on board, you know? What's so interesting about the Sonata thing is that he's just so unproven, and that seems like a weird thing to say for somebody that's, you know, been with the company for like 7 years. But we're essentially dealing with a completely new entity. You know, like people have said, like, oh, do you regret saying that, you know, Sonata was your worst case scenario for, like, you know, that was a quote that caught us a lot of, you know, interest and conversation with people and stuff like that. Like, how can you say Sonata's the worst case scenario? And at the time, like, Cold Skull Sonata, for me, was the worst case scenario. He's not that person anymore.
Spiky blonde beard Sonata was, yeah.
Exactly. To be where he is now, they had to change every single thing about him to be where he is now. So I feel that completely validates everything that I said about him, because they changed all the things that I criticized, you know, and
some of it for the worst, and some of it for the very, 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 very worst.
Yeah.
And some of it for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and like that new theme song is fucking trash. That shit is bunk.
I mean,
get that shit the fuck out of here.
I've only really heard it in the room, and it was sort of hard to hear, and I was like, this don't sound good. But yeah, I have to give that a proper listen. But you know what I mean? It's like, I think they've taken him to a place now where I'm curious to see what he can do. And I think he had a really good match with Okada. Cool. That's one of 4 that was good or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's one thing to deliver that match, deliver the look, carry the belt, do all those things. Now can you carry New Japan on your back? Can you be the guy who headlines the event and delivers absolute bangers every time like an Okada does, you know? And we just don't know because we haven't seen it yet. So that's what's going to be the most interesting thing about his reign, whether he can just go on to completely shock us all and be like, he has been the guy. He's been waiting. He's been in that gimmick. He's, been the cold skull. It was all a creative decision. He's always been ready to go, and now we're going to see that from him. Or it'll fall back into tropes and stuff, and it just won't be it. And so that still remains to be seen. But I'm
and you're ready to find out, right?
I'm always ready to find out. Every complaint I've ever had has been like, do something. I don't see the effort, all these kind of things. I saw effort when I was in the room. You know what I mean? They've changed his look, they've changed his faction, they've changed how he wrestles, they've changed his finishing move. Like, it's a new fucking wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they could have just as easy not elevated him and brought in an entirely new character to be where they are now. So we're just going to have to see. And I mean, I'm excited to see where it is. Like, am I suddenly a huge fan? Absolutely not. But I'm open to see where he goes. You know what I mean? Like I say, I never hate any of the New Japan roster. I love them all in their own way, So I'm very excited. And being there in the building, I mean, how many times in my life am I going to get the opportunity to see the IWGP title change hands? In reality, I've seen it happen 3 times. But it doesn't happen very often. I was lucky enough, I've seen Okada retain in the Tokyo Dome. I've seen Tanahashi win the title off Omega. I've seen Naito win the titles off Okada. I saw, and is there anyone else? And then I saw Sonata win the title of Okada. So, there's some big wins there, and that title doesn't change hands a lot. It's been a little bit more frequent lately, but you know what I mean? So maybe he's about to go on a dynasty-like run we've never seen and be the champion for the next 2 years. So who knows?
Well, that's a good way to put it is, like Cold Skull Sonata was a flop with the West. Let's see if Super Captain Handsome can be a hit in the West.
Maybe, or is he just a placeholder? Like, because Okada is talking about, like, I'm going to now focus on tag wrestling or whatever. Like, it seems like he's bowing out of the title picture for a second. So who's Sonata really up against? Are we leading to Will Ospreay? Because him and Sonata were supposed to go at it in the New Japan Cup, and then Will got injured. And so they didn't, and I believe it was going to be Sonata overcoming Will, to get to where he was. And so what will happen when they actually meet in like a title situation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a great story that you're going to be pulling from, the New Japan Cup 2 years ago when Sonata got his face broke.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And then they were going to run into each other again, because Sonata's story in the New Japan Cup was he goes up against Tai Chi's friend. He shows him that he just like pulls the fire out of him. Then he fights Kenta in the longest worst match in human history, trying to be himself. Yeah, but he's like, maybe I should wrestle good instead of bad. That was the story of that match. He goes, I tried to go back to my old bad ways, and it wasn't fun.
And what do we say? Go to jail.
Exactly.
You go to jail.
You literally go to jail.
Go to jail.
And then he wrestles Naito, overcomes the leader of his faction, and then I think it was supposed to be Will Ospreay, and then the final. But in reality, he wrestles Davis, who gave him one of his best matches ever. So yeah, there's this story of Sonata leveling up and becoming better through his friendship with Tai Chi and everything like that. So where he is when he's on top and he's defending is something completely different.
I love it, man. That's great. Another great thing from Sakura Genesis, while we're on it, the boys, the absolute boys, Aussie Open,
the lads,
finally capture IWGP Tag Team Championship gold.
Fuck,
tell me
match live.
The beauty in your heart, in your down under heart. I'm sure it's upside down on the map. How much did you love this?
The Aussie pride was flowing through me, and it was really fun as well. Like Amy's been a bit out of New Japan, Chris and Adele don't watch it at all, and watching them from the start of that match, being like, "Who are these dudes?" to by the end, just going crazy was really cool. That match took you on a journey. I really wanted to find time to watch it back on New Japan World. The entire show before we got on here, but it just wasn't possible with what my schedule was. But I still need to rewatch the whole show, not from a balcony in the room. But I'm sure the match read just as well in real life. I mean, on the thing as it did in real life, because it was so good, dude.
It was a beautiful time. Yeah. I loved that match. It's great.
It was so good. And Yoshihashi and Goto have leveled up so much. They were really, really good at that.
Yeah. Who'd have thunk fucking New Japan is the tag team company right now?
I know. I love it. It's one of their most neglected fucking things normally, and they're absolutely killing it.
Absolutely.
They retained against TMDK last night. I didn't get a chance to see that match, but I'm really looking forward to watching it because I bet it's an absolute banger.
Yeah. You got the day off today? You do have the day off.
I do, yeah. It's my first ever weekend. I think I don't know if I told you this. I managed to find, I swear, the last Jonah TMDK shirt in Japan because it's not in the New Japan shores or anything. And I was in G Store and they had like a clearance shelf and there was one on there in XL, which is I'd normally be a large, but I need like a Japanese XL on special for like $25. Fucking the, black and white TMDK logo, the jaws on the back. I was fucking stoked.
Oh, dude, that shirt's fucking hot.
I know, and it's done now, so I'm very pumped on that.
Yeah, I don't play. I got one of my new shirts that I got here. Check this shit out.
Oh, that's a cool. Is that a jumper?
Rocking the fucking Rev Pro long sleeve, son.
Oh shit!
No, it's a long sleeve crew neck.
That's sick.
And then I got an Antonio Inoki shirt as well, memorial shirt. Very
That's
cool.
I actually got some good merch. I got a big Van Vader shirt by Hardcore Chocolate, which are like a wrestling brand there. We went to their store. That's sick. And on the back, it's got him in the, like, with the big head thing on.
The Mastodon helmet?
Yeah, and the dates of the tour or something like that. And Amy got
awesome.
like an off-white Hurricane Hall shirt. It says Hurricane Hall. It's got a picture of the ring, and then it's got like the seating chart underneath it. It's fucking awesome.
Rad.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I saw someone online was selling hoodies that just had the like East sign.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
Oh man, I wanted one so bad, but they the dude was like, "Oh no, they're sold out." And I was like, "Then why is it still on your fucking website, bro?
Why is it there, you motherfucker? Reprint it.
Why is it there? Turn it down."
Reprint. I fucking bought a Strong Style shirt from Suzuki at his pile driver store, which is really cool.
Is he like so I'm sure that New Japan can also sell the Strong Style merch this time, right? That's what's going down there.
It had the New Japan logo on it. It's the first time I've been able to buy New Japan merch from Suzuki's store. So I was saying to you, Suzuki Gun's probably gone because of the merch rights kind of thing. I think I was, it wouldn't have been the entire decision, but that definitely played a part because his new faction can now be sold in his store and in the New Japan store, where you never used to see Suzuki Gun merch in the.
So everybody's got their own. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got everything right.
Yep, and I got the Pile Driver Suzuki's brand, and Helming Mask did a crossover shirt, and we went to pile driver and they didn't have it, and Helming Mast was closed, and we're like, oh fuck, we won't be able to get it. It's like a Jaguar putting a fucking, I think, like, I don't know, another animal in a headlock. I forget what it is. But it's a Scotch style pile driver, a Helming Mast. It's animals wrestling anyway. It's super cool, like in a long sleeve, like what you're wearing. We ended up fighting the time to get to Helming Mast when we didn't think we were going to on the last day, and they had it, which I was fucking stoked on. That was killer.
Rad. And I see that you have El Desperado and Kazuchika Okada sitting on your shoulders right now.
Yeah, I forget what
like the angel and the devil.
I forget what these little action figures are called. They're like magnetized onto your shirt. Before the thing, what's great about Chris Liddell and like our friends and stuff, whenever we're going to go to a thing, we're going to be involved in the thing. We're getting the merch, we're doing the whole thing. And so when we went to the New Japan store, they didn't really have sizes that would work for any of us there on the day. You know, it was pretty tapped out for anything we wanted. So we all got a little dude, and we let Chris and Adele like just choose their own dudes, like by who they thought looked the coolest. So I got Desperado, Amy got Okada, Chris picked out the Great O'Khan, and Adele picked out Hiromu. Which awesome. led to some contention with her and Robbie Eagles later in the evening. And other honourable merch note at a different G store. They had, you know how Great O'Khan did that limited run of like curry merch and jackets and things like that was just sort of like not really New Japan merch but did his own stuff. They had they had that stuff there, and I got you've probably seen it on my Instagram and on the Windbreaker. It's fucking so cool. It's my favorite jacket so right now. Dude. And it saved my life many times because it was spring. It wasn't super, super cold, but that wind did kick up and it was brutal. And luckily I had a device capable of breaking that wind and keeping
breaking like the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping me bone dry in the wet and stuff, which is the Great O'Khan jacket, which I absolutely fucking love.
Sweet. Oh, speaking of the Great O'Khan. So can I tell you that the Great O'Khan met his tiniest, biggest fan the other day?
I shared it. Amy shared it straight to the group because he looked exactly like a fucking tiny Chris Kong, right? Because when you look at all our photos, Chris was wearing this yellow hoodie the entire holiday, and Chris is a very big Asian lad. And then you see that picture, and it's a tiny Asian boy in a yellow hoodie with the Great O'Khan, who's Chris's favorite. And we're like, Chris has been fucking worshipping the Great O'Khan his entire life. We're like, how'd they dig up this old photo of you?
No, actually, my wife Donna got to meet the Great O'Khan. Her favorite, her one of her two favorite wrestlers of all time. She got to meet the Great O'Khan just the other day at the Rev Pro show, and so I go there and I see Great O'Khan, and he's always slinging merch like out there, but he's cash only.
He's a fucking hustler, bro. Like seriously, he's totally literally the best.
So I'm like, oh fuck, cash only, and I look over and he's got this fucking sick Keiji Muto poster, and I was like, oh man, it's like Keiji Muto with the V1 belt, you know, and shit. And I was just a mullet flowing action, and I was just like, god damn it, I need a Keiji Muto poster. Let me go find a fucking ATM machine.
Yeah.
And my wife was right behind me, and I take off looking for the ATM, and she's just standing there with her Great O'Khan shirt, like in front of the Great O'Khan, and she's like, I think you're gonna win tonight. And he goes, of course I am. I'm the best. And
he's not wrong.
He was the fucking raddest. Oh man. So that was my wife's interaction.
This is a stupid conversation. Like this is this is a foregone conclusion. Did you see that picture I said, like when so they did that match where he wrestled like at the start of Sakura Genesis, which we'll break down that match because it was so fun. But when he came back out ringside and shit for Aussie Open, and he's just wearing that fucking maroon shirt open to the fucking navel with his glasses on, leaning against the thing, looking like the absolute fucking chattest fucking dude. He's just vibe, eh? He's so amazing.
Oh, king shit on fuck mountain, dude.
Dude, there were like billboards in fucking Akihabara with like him on it. Like just fucking video billboards and shit. Yeah. Because he had that line of stuff at the G store and that. And so it's going through things that are there, and it's just like fucking him like talking at the fucking population. It was crazy. He's over.
That's rad.
Huge.
Dude.
Like, I think Joel sent a tweet that was like, he shared one of the things he was up to, probably like the penis thing when he was at the penis statue, and he's like, Okan's lack of push is verging on promotional malpractice at this point. Like,
Yup.
he's the fucking man. He's absolutely the man. All right, so continuing on this, so we'll just continue reviewing it in reverse, I reckon. We briefly skipped over Hiromu and Robbie, and man, I really thought it was going to be Robbie's night. Robbie's so over fucking in Japan, man. Like, it was huge, and they absolutely killed it.
I do. God, that match was fucking good, dude.
So good.
It was so good. Those two make magic. The only thing was, in a press conference before the show, Robbie said that all the big podcasts have said that Hiromu is boring.
Yeah.
I am going to say right now, I've never once said Hiromu is boring. I love Hiromu.
That's why he didn't mention us.
That's why he didn't mention us.
Also, Robbie and I spoke about that, and I was like, I imagine it's sort of difficult when you're at a press conference to reference Okada's shorts and have anybody know what the fuck you're talking about. He goes,
this is why I wanted a serious name.
He's like, dude, that's it. He's like, how the fuck? Like, I've just left that faction. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to say all the podcasts? We Work Stiff, the Super J-Cast, Okada's shorts. Everybody would be like, what?
You know? Who? Yeah, all the fucking Nihongo speakers are like, Okada?
Like, why is he mentioning Okada? He's the champion. He's in the next match. It makes no sense. But I love that promo by Robbie. I thought he did a great job. But yeah, you have never said Hiromu was boring. I haven't. I don't think he's boring. I just, like with anything in New Japan, like when things start to get stale and repetitive, I call for change. That said, though, I would say that match with Robbie, he dragged out an amazing match out of Hiromu, and then everything with Hiromu and Sonata afterwards was very interesting. And I'm very interested in what Hiromu has to come. We also went to his shirt. He's got his shirt store. He's got a shirt called Rolling Cradle. It's like another like fashion brand sort of based in wrestling and stuff. And so we went there, and my wife bought some pink socks, and I bought a cup noodle Rolling Cradle keyring because there was nothing I really wanted, but it was a good time. But Robbie looked like a huge star. I think the TMDK move was awesome, and dude, what a fucking banger of a match that was. Had it read on the screen. You love it? Hello?
Hello? Sorry,
yeah.
For a second. What's up?
No, I was saying, how did the Hiromu Robbie match read for you? You enjoy it?
I loved it. Like, those guys, like, I've never seen a bad match between them.
Sure.
Like, their matches in Best of Super Juniors are always something I look forward to. Mm-hmm. Championship matches between the two of them are something I always look forward to. Robbie doesn't miss, man.
No.
Like, he's fucking it, bro. And like, I think Hiromu is one of the best on the planet. Like, right now, when I think about if I were to make a list of the top 10 wrestlers on planet fucking Earth, two of those guys would be on it.
Yeah.
Robbie Eagles, Hiromu Takahashi. Like, that's a list of who's who for me. And so whenever they have, like, they've had matches many times, and each and every fucking one of them is a dream match for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm down.
It was a banger. I really thought Robbie was going to win. I thought it was his time to take it back, and with the faction change and all that, I was really disappointed on the night. I was like, fuck, I really wanted him to do it, but yeah, had an absolutely great time. And you're right, Robbie doesn't miss. Except for darts. We went to darts later, and he did not win.
not the sniper when it comes to darts.
Well, he's actually really good at it, and he was teaching us all how to play. But my friend Adele had never played darts before in her life, and she had one of those games where she just like is a fucking sniper, and she's like, "Am I the queen of darts?" Like,
beginner's luck.
Yeah, exactly. It was fucking so good. It was so good.
So after Sakura Genesis, you you get to hang out with some of the talent. You saw there were young lions running about. I saw you had some pictures of young lions in a subway.
That was a different night. I met a few of them the night after, and then we ran into them again later. Yeah, but yeah, we went to somewhere and we're having a few drinks, and I'd been texting with Robbie, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to have dinner and stuff, and I'll catch up with you later," sort of thing. But we were in there, and it was like an all-you-can-drink scenario, and we were speaking with local Japanese fans, becoming friends, chatting about who we like and things like that, different fans and stuff like that, which was really cool. And some of the wrestlers and young lions and stuff were there. And then later on, Robbie, it was really funny. He texted me and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to head over." And I hadn't looked at my phone in a while. And I look at it and it's him. And I was going to message him back like, "Yeah, man, that'd be cool," or whatever. And then I hear, "What's up, cunts?" And I look up and it's fucking Robbie's face, like right here, so close.
Like, "Oh, Australia."
Yeah. But he was keeping it low key, you know what I mean? He's, maybe not supposed to be fraternizing behind enemy lines in certain areas and stuff like that. So he was keeping it low key, and we were just having like a nice talk and a few drinks, which were really cool. There was a really cute moment that I want to shout him out for. So I had this little Desperado figure on my hat. I'd magnetized it onto the brim of my hat, and there was a very cute Japanese wrestling fan, and she had a big bag of trinkets, right? I feel like one for every single wrestler on the New Japan roster in case she runs into any of them to get it signed or whatever. And she goes, "Oh, Desperado." And she digs in, she's rummaging through her bag, and she comes out with like, the full bear, like the full Desperado bear.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh, Desperado too." And then Robbie fucking stands up and goes, "No!" Like, I think like, "Desperado sucks," or whatever. And the look on her face, dude, she just goes, like, she's at first just like, "What is this?" And then she realizes who it is, and she just breaks into tears, man. Like, like, "I can't believe he's there." And he's like, "Yeah, like, I'm only joking," sort of thing. And then she goes, oh. And then she's rummaging through her bag for ages, and then she comes out with a Robbie Eagles bandana. He's like, "You want me to sign?" And he got like a pen and stuff, and like gave her a hug and things like that. It was so cute. He was so sweet with his fans and everything like that. And he's an absolute class act of a fucking dude, man. Like, we had such a good time hanging out with him, and I really thank him for his time. It was
super
great,
cool.
dude. Yeah, exactly. Absolute legend of a person. And then he wasn't long for Japan after that. I think he was going home like the next day, like at night. But yeah, after that we kicked on and we ended up playing darts till that place closed and just having a wicked time. Walked him back to his kind of thing, and yeah, and then we walked home and I recorded a fucking episode in the streets, drunk as dodging rats. I still haven't listened back to it properly. I hope it's somewhat legible.
It's a manic episode for sure. I had fun listening to it. I wanted.
I know
to
there was a lot of
see.
laboured breathing because we were walking fucking quite a way, and it was just into my phone mic,
Yeah, I was hoping you'd be able to just throw it on, and I could listen to my favorite show for the first time without ever actually having to like record it.
No, it's actually really hard with the Japanese internet and stuff like that to even get you the file. You know what I mean? Like the way things were set up. If I had my computer there, it was fucking, it sucked. Because I thought it was uploaded, and then when I looked at it, it was still like processing. It wasn't great. And then I had done that little one with Pondo. I literally couldn't upload it until I got back to Australia. I don't know whether it was like the Red Circle site or whatever, but I could log into those things. I could select the file and I would hit upload and just nothing would happen. It just wouldn't select anything. So like the only way it got up was you doing it. So yeah, that was the only reason that could happen. I thought you were going to record something yourself, and it was kind of going to be like you talking about Sakura Genesis and then be like, "And here's Rafe Life from the streets." But it's just this manic fucking 15 minutes of me drunkenly fucking walking home with my friends talking shit.
I was thinking about it, and then I listened to it and I was like, this is just fucking insanity. I'm just going to put this out here.
It gives you a real good fucking idea of what being on the drinks in Japan with us is like, because that's just every time.
That was fucking. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic.
I hope people enjoyed it. I hope like listeners were like, this is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And just us fucking
You're just like,
screaming at
there's
each other.
rats. There's rats everywhere.
Dude, the rats were fucking huge. Like, we're like, the rats don't run the city, we do. It's like, but actually they run it because they're fucking everywhere. When we're just like running from them, we're just screaming because it was like a nest or something.
At the time when I was recording, I was reading Salem's Lot by Stephen King.
Oh yeah,
and like before people have run-ins with vampires, they always see like giant rats.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, oh my god, Rafe's gonna get killed by a Japanese vampire.
Fuck, probably was. Probably Okada himself. You know, is that hopping vampire?
Oh, it does the hopping vampire thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I fucking loved that episode. Killer time. Good stuff.
Excellent. Well, yeah, okay. So what did we touch on? We've touched on the title badge, touched on Robbie and Hiromu, touched on Aussie Open. Then Zack Sabre Jr. Shota Umino. I thought that was really fun. I do think it could have maybe been a bit quicker because it was another one where it like sort of that formula where we've seen from the 15-minute matches where it sort of starts a bit slower and then, you know, climaxes by the end, you know. Which it could
as we all like to do.
As we all like to do.
Right about 15 minutes is good.
Yeah. I think that's a good showing. But still fun. What did you think about it?
I loved it. I think that Shota's really starting to find his groove.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, Zach is the fucking man. Like, it was shortly after that I got to see Zach versus Michael Oku at Rev Pro. Fucking fantastic match. You know, I'm a huge Michael Oku nerd. Yeah. So is my wife. The second I told her Michael Oku and Zack Sabre Jr., she's like, fucking buy the tickets, let's go. And so that was a big one for her. We loved it. It was like their match from Rev Pro. Find and watch it. It's fun. Super fun. Great stuff.
Is it on New Japan World? Do you know how sometimes like they'll just put up the matches from like their wrestlers?
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. I haven't looked for it.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's good. Yeah, no, it was Zach is just on a fucking roll right now. He's on a goddamn tear. I mean, like some of the matches he's had in the last month, like are fucking wild. Did you see that he's gonna have a match with fucking MDK? Fucking
what? Nick Cage?
Nick Cage. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sick. At GCW,
it's like
probably
a GCW show. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nick Cage. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's
the
actually
dude's,
crazy.
The dude's gone fucking shithouse.
Yeah. That's so fun. Speaking of TMDK members doing, you know, random stuff, while I was away, they had the second Dude Where's My Ring show, and one of the wrestlers, Felix Young, had an open challenge at this brewery. His thing was like, fucking whoever's the toughest in Perth, bring it, and we'll have a no ring match, blah, blah. That was the opening of the show. And who should answer the challenge? And fucking Mikey Nichols wrestled on the show.
Oh,
fucking
okay.
Just in a no ring match, he's fucking slamming the dude on beer kegs. And I haven't watched the match yet because I'm actually calling it this week. So I'm still doing commentary for that show, but obviously like in post. So I catch up with my partner in crime, Adam, and we're going to do that this Wednesday from the comfort of my couch. And I'm really excited to see that match. How fucking crazy.
You'll be able to see the entire match. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is something that I haven't always been able to do. And how crazy that for my second ever chance at commentary, I get to fucking commentate a Mikey Nichols match. That's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's
Hell yeah.
So cool. I'm fucking very humbled by that. That's crazy. After that, well, before that, we then had the fifth match, which was the IWGP Women's Championship match 3-way. We all really enjoyed this live in the house. It was the first time Kristen Adele had seen female wrestlers, and you know, and their pageantry and look and everything like that. Everybody was having a great time with that one. How did you like it? It was a bit of a scramble.
I thought everybody really showed up. I thought, you know, Azumi showed why she's the fucking future.
Yeah, she's crazy.
I think Hazuki had a great fight. I'm a Hazuki fan, so like it was really cool. The fact that Hazuki missed like 2.5 or 3 years of fucking wrestling is a goddamn shame.
What happened to
But
her? Injury?
So no one really knows. There are rumors, but I don't feel comfortable talking about them.
Right.
So yeah, like she's back. She's fucking on fire, dude. Like I love Hazuki. And then of course Mercedes Moné, goddamn star.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
She's a fucking legit superstar.
Yeah.
So.
She carried herself like one. It was absolutely awesome. I think while we're talking about recent events, I think she just recently lost the title in Stardom, didn't she?
Lost the belt to Miyu Itani, yeah.
Who challenged after this match. She was there were a couple of Stardom wrestlers around the ring, like, you know, catching people from jumps and things like that. And she was one of them. And then after the match, got in the ring and challenged Mercedes. I'm going to have to seek out that match. I'd really like to see it.
Yeah, the whole Queendom show was fucking awesome. Like
we almost went to a one of the Stardom matches, but we just couldn't fit it in. It was I don't know, like one of the Cinderella nights or something like that. I don't know what it was.
That's their G1 tournament, yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, I think it was like the only one we could have got to, well, that we were playing with the idea of maybe being able to get to, and we didn't have time, was that. And the tickets were not cheap. And in the end, we didn't end up getting back to Tokyo in time anyway. You know what I mean? Like by the time we were coming back, it was halfway through. So it wasn't worth going. But I would have loved to go there. I think we would have had an awesome time with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like a lot of those women in Stardom they're fucking fantastic, man. They're
sure
goddamn fucking stars.
Yeah.
And like, as I sit here right now, I'm legit tempted to get my fucking Stardom viewing package back.
Yeah, you should do it, and then give me the login.
Yeah,
I'll swap you for something.
I think it's only like £5 a month, man. I can do it.
Yeah. Maybe you should.
Easily.
It's becoming pretty relevant to this show with all the crossovers that they're doing. And Mercedes has signed on. Like, she's not done. So even though she doesn't have the title anymore, she's still wrestling for New Japan. So we're going to keep seeing her, which is cool.
Well, they're launching a strong women's title now, even though strong isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And I thought the IWGP women's belt was going to be in America more often. But, I mean, hey, got rid of the Intercontinental belt because there were too many belts. And since then, we've launched 7 new belts. So
just let them do it. Who cares?
I don't even care, man. Like, the thing is, they're going to do a mini tournament. And the way the brackets line up, we could end up with Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale, which has me very excited.
Yeah.
I would love to see Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale.
Who were the other two in that? There was
it was a lady from CMLL that I don't know, and there was a Stardom wrestler in there, and I'm not sure off the top of my head who it was.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, those were just recently announced. Then before that, there was the Bullet Club tag where, though just a 6-man tag, lots of fucking shit happened. Lots of character stuff, lots of stuff with ELP. There's the whole thing where he comes in and he's, you know, like giving a fan a beanie or whatever, and Finlay throws in the crowd. It's like, fuck this shit off, blah, blah, blah. And then ELP pops off his shirt and gives him that, you know what I mean? Like, just being a real kind of face, and that their aggressive shit continues through them. And then, he's stomped out of Bullet Club and essentially kind of betrayed by his friends Kenta and Ishimori. The moment Ishimori ran out, I was like, oh, this is definitely done.
This is heart-wrenching stuff.
Yeah, I was like, this is a full stop on it. But dude, that crowd was so fucking into ELP. From the second he came out, he's so fucking over. Like, he's just a huge baby face. Like, it's
Bullet Club's cutest tag team explodes.
Exactly.
Fucking Kenta stomps blood in, blood out for fucking ELP. What's next? What's next for ELP, bud?
What is next? Is it, do we see an entirely new ELP moving within like the Hontai thing, and, you know, and teaming up with Tama Tonga and everything like that, because he did sort of defend them? Or are we seeing the Bullet Club Gold stuff manifest in New Japan?
I don't want to see Bullet Club Gold in New Japan. Like that's just not a thing. I think, Tony Khan, dude's a fan of the Bullet Club. Like he's a true, Bullet Club nerd from way back.
Mm-hmm.
Let him tell his own Bullet Club story in AEW.
Sure.
He's got the clout. Let him fucking do it.
Absolutely.
Sell
that
He's
merch.
got most of it. Yeah. Shit, he's got most of his, he's such a mark for the Elite Bullet Club that he bought the entire fucking Elite Bullet Club.
He's got them all. He's got them all except for Cody.
He had Cody.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, let him tell his own story. Right now I could be eating these words because you know what I used to say? I don't want New Japan to cross over with AEW.
Yeah.
I used to say fuck a Forbidden Door. I don't want it. Mm-hmm. And I was wrong. Yeah. I'll admit it. Because when you're presented with facts that are counter to your thoughts, you have to change your mind. And I did. Mm-hmm. So I could be wrong when I say this, but you know what? Like, let Tony sell his fucking Bullet Club Gold merch. Mm-hmm. Let him do his fucking Bullet Club Gold shit on AEW. Mm-hmm. They can have some crossover at Forbidden Door, I guess. I don't really want that. I don't want, what's funny? Mm-hmm. That might be the Bullet Club Civil War.
Well, that
is the fuck. It seems like a lesser than version though, so I'm not really too amped on it. But then again, I wouldn't have really been into Jay versus Evil for Bullet Club Civil War either.
But I kind of feel like Finlay versus ELP is a cooler rivalry than like Jay and Evil. So.
And he can do that while teaming with Tama Tonga. I would like that. I think there's probably other places for him to fit that might be a little bit like Hantai just seems so like white meat for fucking ELP's got a little bit of an attitude. Like it might be cooler to see him in a faction that has a little bit of attitude.
So if you were going to fantasy book ELP right now, if he was going to re-debut and just immediately be in another faction, where are you putting him?
Oh, that's a tough one, dude. Off the top of my head, I would. Oh God, TMDK doesn't have any Canadians.
Robbie,
I don't know.
Robbie and ELP fucking hate each other.
I know, but this could be a thing of him like making amends, and that sort of stuff. They've squashed that beef. Fucking Robbie, fucking beat 10 shades of shit out of him.
Yeah, it's over. So, Robbie won that.
Yeah.
He had to change divisions because Robbie whooped him so hard.
Robbie put his butt in a boot in his ass, and he went over the 100 kilo mark.
Exactly. Because Robbie's fucking still inside
Robbie's
his
boot. I don't know, man. Like, he needs to be in a faction that has a little bit of attitude, and like, but it has to be a babyface faction.
I guess
maybe. Yeah. Are there babyface factions with attitude right now?
Not really.
I guess United Empire, but fucking him and Will have a history. I guess TMDK, but him and fucking Robbie have a history.
It's like too many enemies.
He's got to be burned a lot of fucking bridges, man.
Could ELP work in United? Not United Empire. Fuck LIJ.
No, I don't think so.
No,
it would be cool. I don't think that that's the right fit for him.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be best to see him try to fit into Hantai, and then like see his his heelish tendencies. Those tweener tendencies might rub Tanahashi and Tama Tonga the wrong way. That could be a cool story.
Yeah. Him as like a lone wolf kind of scenario is pretty cool, I think. But yeah.
So he's going to go to NXT.
Yeah. But we're always wanting to see people be on their own. When Finlay was there, we were like, just be like the rebel on his own kind of thing. But they always end up in a faction eventually. So.
I mean, they have to because like, who are you going to tag with? Nobody.
Yeah.
As of right now, I think the best option would be put him in Hantai and let him tell a story with Tamatanga and Tanahashi of them trying to bring out the baby face in him. That might be fun.
Absolutely.
That might be fun. I would ultimately like to see him in a faction where he can let his attitude out a little bit. I like him, but I like the idea of him as a baby face, but I'd like to see him use some of that because he's funny as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And it would be nice to see a little bit of that come through with like a heelish tactics sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
A little tweener energy.
Just when you think about them all, you're like, does anything work other than another version of Bullet Club here? It's the concern.
Yeah. Or TMDK or United Empire when he's burned too many bridges.
But hey, bridges can be rebuilt. So
they can. It just takes a while. Or, we could sit here and be like, oh, maybe he should start his own faction. No, come on. Yeah. They're not going to do it again.
No, not this soon. Maybe down the line, but yeah, he's got a bit of a road to walk first. Either way, I think you'd agree that angle was red hot and everybody's
beautiful.
Very, very into it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, wrapping up Sakura Genesis because we've been here for a while. There was the 6-man tag between LIJ and the guys. That was just a fun one. Nothing super crazy going on there. There was the 6-man between United Empire, Akira, Hanare, and Cobb versus House of Torture. Again,
that was fun.
Another fun one. And then the opener was super fun, which was the Champion Grand Prix match where it was like random teams. When you're in the house and you don't really know what the fuck is going on, you're like, who? He's with who and what? But that was really, really fun and was sowing seeds and just showed like how big a star guys like Great Okada is, like Suzuki is. The interactions with Desperado and Yo, like, yeah, it was cool, man.
That was such a fun match. And like Toriano, like watching the people come out that were on the opposite team and then watching the people come out that were on his team. He's just like crawling into a corner to like watch his soul die.
Yeah. Because he's like, these are my partners. These guys fucking hate me. When I was talking with Yano, and the show from the night was on the screen, and we were laughing, I think, and he's like, Suzuki is like very scary. Scariest is like, even as partner. When they're just like fucking fighting over like who's going to tag him or something. It was so good, man. And I was worried going into the show that, like, because they hadn't announced a few of those guys, I was like, oh, Chris might not get to see Great Okan. Maybe he's not on the show. Chris has got him on his shoulder kind of thing. And then when, Okan's music hit and he came out, I was like, fuck yeah, they get to have the full experience. That's awesome.
That's so cool, man. Yeah. Great Okan's a fucking winner.
Yeah, absolutely. That was cool. But yeah.
When you see Yano outside of the kayfabe reality, does he still try to sell you DVDs?
Nah, he doesn't. Nah.
I just imagine
he's
him
a very hospitable host. Actually, he's very
microwaved
nice.
Curry and fucking DVDs to try and sell you and shit,
yeah,
or like new T-shirts.
He brought us a bunch of drinks, which is really fun because he was trying to like explain the flavors to us. He's like lemon, grape, kind of orange. And we're like, okay.
What, like a fucking tangerine? Okay.
Yeah, we're like, what is it? But when you sip it, it definitely tasted kind of like orange. So yeah.
It's not just a clever title then.
His English has gotten so much better though, like since I first met him. We had whole conversations just over Google Translate where I would write things in and I'd slide it across the table and he'd answer it. But he was basically talking to us, which was really cool. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And it closed and he was like, oh, just stay. And so we were like hanging out after hours. And just kind of got a sort of peek behind the curtain that was really special and like,
nice.
Yeah, it was just so fortunate to to be there and to have everybody's time, and everybody just so kind. It was really nice.
Is that where you got to see the meet up with the young boys?
Yeah, that's where I didn't meet all of them, but that's where I met Knack. Yeah,
Knack and Oscar.
I met Oscar in the subway.
That's
but I met Knack there, and then Oscar was with him when I ran into him later, like when I met him briefly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oscar
Tokyo's
looks quite a
tiny
bit like
place,
that guy from The Office, in real life.
He does. Yeah. He really does.
When we met up with them in the subway, this is how crazy it is, right? Like, so where we were staying in Shibuya, the Shibuya station is quite big, and we were a little bit away, but not crazy. And you'd normally just come out the station and you'd just walk, down the street and around the corner or whatever to get there. But it was kind of cold, and we ended up figuring out, we were like, do you think, because we'd seen some, subway stairs up, like right near our comm, do you think we can like find our way underground and like not have to go up and through the streets and stuff like that? And we're like, oh, let's figure it out. And so we ended up charting it, which was really cool. But what's crazy about that way that we decided to walk, that is literally where another train gets out, and then you cross onto the line that gets you closest to the New Japan dojo, which is where I would then go on to have breakfast with Hanare, right? And so we were walking down that corridor at just before the last train. You're talking like 11:30 at night or whatever. And I just hear a yell and turn around and it's Knack. You know what I mean? Like we only ran into him because we were at that exact spot right where those lines cross over. It's like, what's the chance of that? That's nuts.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool that he recognized you.
Yeah, he did. I told him when I met him, I was like a friend of Michael Richards. And he's like, because, Michael had trained with him at the Fale Dojo and everything like that. So we had a brief chat about that, which was really fun.
Right on.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
So, yeah, shout out to Michael Richards.
Connections made.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to our boy, Michael Richards.
Friend of the show, Michael Richards.
Looking like a fucking house nowadays, bro.
Fucking huge, eh? I haven't had a chance to, I'm not even sure if they're up yet, but there's obviously been a run of Tamashi shows in Australia, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's been up to on there, and also catching that Robbie Shingo match. Get fucked up. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Get pumped.
Yeah.
Get fucking ready. Robbie versus Shingo sounds like a fucking ball, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if that's the end of Sakura Genesis.
That is the end of Sakura Genesis. So what are we doing now? We quick preview of Dontaku and Best of the Super Juniors, or...
let's just go Best of Super Juniors, bro. We got to do it.
Yeah.
Worst case, best case, worst case.
Okay. Yeah, we do need to do it. I'm just quickly looking at the Dontaku lineup to see if there's anything worth touching on.
Okay.
Just briefly. Bunch of tags. Kenta versus Hikuleo.
Okay.
Interesting.
That could be very bad.
Could be very bad, or it could be surprising. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jeff Cobb in a World TV Championship match, 15-minute time limit. That could be very good.
Watching Zack Sabre Jr. try to bend Jeff Cobb the wrong way is always hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Never openweight 6-man, Strong Style versus Okada, Ishii, and X. And in last night's one, they were sort of brawling after the match, and Suzuki was calling for X to come out, but we don't know who it is. Any predictions for who X is? Do you think it's a debut?
It's
Okada and Ishii.
ELP. I don't know, man. I really don't.
I don't hate that. Okada's been going a little bit more edgy. Like, he fucking brought Jay White into Chaos. Why not at ELP? Yeah. And as they start to refocus Chaos a little bit more, fucking Bishamon ain't as much of a joke as it was. Leo and Yo have had a little bit. I don't hate ELP with Okada.
Yeah, I can see it. It could be a thing.
It could be a thing.
It could definitely be a thing.
Either that or it's a debut.
I don't know if there's going to be a little bit of issue between Leo and ELP. Leo and ELP had a match in the Super J Cup a couple years ago, and like that did not end well for Leo. So it might be. That's years ago, so who knows?
The other thing is, do you think, how they've had that like it's coming kind of fucking vignettes where it's like something crashing to earth and a boot stomping and wolf eyes and all these things.
The CTU returns. That's what that was. It's definitely not CTU returning.
No. But it could potentially be a debut. So do you think it could be like a new person?
Could be, man. Could be.
Could be.
I want that to be fucking
what's homie's name? Big dude. What's his
You're making lots of
you know who he is.
noise.
I don't know how else to tell it. The biggest young lion that was in
Yoda Tsuji.
Yeah, it could be Yoda Tsuji.
Oh man, it'd be so cool if it was Yoda Tsuji.
Imagine if the wolf eyes were actually tiger eyes and he was coming back as Tiger Mask. That'd be sick.
Ooh. That'd be so fucking sick.
All right.
Speaking of tigers, did you see Mercedes Moné come out as Black Tiger?
I did. That's sick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
She's
playing
such
the
an
hits.
Eddie Guerrero mark. I fucking love her, dude.
Yeah, she loves him. Then never open weight title match, Finlay versus Tama Tonga. You think Finlay's taken this? Probably.
I think, oh man, it's Dontaku, right? It's a fucking
Yeah,
Bullet Club
it's
show.
Bullet Club 10-year anniversary. This is
Gotta be.
fucking all the
be.
lads in the ring, right? This is every fucking Bullet Club dude that is currently under Finlay's fucking wing,
Yeah, that's
posing
where
in
the
the ring
ultimatum-
together. Yeah.
That's where the ultimatum comes. He's going to draw battle lines there.
Yeah, I think
I
so
think.
too. While he's
This is
holding that
10
leather
years.
belt.
This is the start of the new Bullet Club.
10 years
Rebel,
is
rebel.
over. It's time for the next
10
10
years.
years. Savages. You know.
My savages.
Yeah.
Shillelagh,
Yeah.
Ghetto.
I'm into it.
Maybe boots Ghetto out.
There's every chance in the world that could happen. Oh, no, actually,
Who knows?
Gato's his biggest fucking supporter. He's not putting Gato out.
Yeah, but
But
he could be like, yeah, I used you to get where to get myself to the leadership of Bullet Club, and now I don't need you anymore. And
potentially.
he's like, we're not doing cheap, underhanded tactics right now. We're doing fucking savages.
Yeah.
We're doing all go no quit big nuts fucking Bullet Club.
He brought in Clark Connors. I don't think that's the last of his recruiting either. Like, I think somebody was saying that him and Clark Connors were like watching Gabe Kidd's match from like the balcony in like one of the US shows.
That would fit.
That would fit.
That would fit.
Bringing in his own new boys.
Can I tell you how badly I want a fucking Rhino Club shirt?
I don't think you'll see it. I think he was saying all that
No.
shit about fucking t-shirt
The Wild
models and
Rhino's
shit.
done.
Yeah. And I think as well, like his whole thing is, I'm done with like X Club, fucking blah, 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 only bringing in members for that. I think you'll just see Bullet Club shirt and that's it. Like he's stripping it back to basics.
Well, he's got his own Rebel Club shirt.
Oh, yeah. Well, then maybe. So maybe he's contradicting himself. But, and then after that.
Maybe he's a fucking liar, Timmy.
Yeah, maybe it's, or maybe it's like, what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. You know what I mean? He'll still do his own shit,
Yeah.
but his troops can't, kind of thing. And then lastly, Sonata versus Hiromu. I guess, I don't think the match with Kanemaru's happened yet, but the idea is that if, or has the match with Kanemaru happened?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, if that match has happened or if it hasn't, if Hiromu beats Kanemaru, he then is fighting Sonata for
I
the
think that
title.
happens today, actually, as a matter of fact, off the top of my head.
The Kanemaru match?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Do
I
you
don't know.
think Hiromu's becoming the first junior to hold the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship?
Every time I say that I think Hiromu's going to lose, he ends up winning. So
Would you be into that? Would you be into the idea of him being double champion, junior and world? I feel like there's no way, but
absolutely.
it
I
would be. It
love
would be
that.
cool. It'd be cool.
I think that would kind of put the Sonata experiment in the fucking
Trash.
bin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right in the garbage pail, eh?
I think this could be a good match. I think Hiromu could definitely walk him to something pretty special here.
It'll be pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be pretty neat. I would like for Hiromu to come out in the wildest fucking robe. I want, Sonata to come out in his new beautiful blue robe with the crazy skeleton hand clasp thing. That was fucking class.
Maybe with a new theme.
That's how you know. That's how you know New Japan. Yes, with a new theme, for fuck's sake. Or just bring back the old theme. Who gives? I got a full body shiver.
No, the old theme. Come on, wash out your mouth. That's piss.
That's how you know New Japan is back. In the main event, everybody coming out wearing robes.
Yeah, that's how you know it's serious.
That's how you know New Japan is
done
back.
in robes. Sexy.
Right. So time to go best case, worst case, and call this a show?
That's it. Best case, worst case. Run me through them.
Okay, so the way we're going to do this is I'm going to read off the dudes who are in each block. You tell me shorts or pants. Then we're going to do your best case scenario for the two dudes to to face off for the last night in the block. For each, and then we'll do the worst case scenario. No, we'll do the worst case scenario first. Worst case scenarios always go first from now on because we don't want to bum ourselves out at the end of the night.
Okay.
Then you'll take your winners of each block and see who's the best case scenario and worst case scenario that way. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do Wheeler Yuta, Ace Austin, Alex Zane, El Lindemann, and El Phantasmo are all out from last year.
They are. Yep.
Pants on that.
I was really surprised Alex Zane wasn't back.
Alex Zane or El Lindemann.
I can't believe
Ace Austin. Why is Ace Austin not back? He and Chris Bay are doing stuff in Impact right now. Okay, fine. El Lindemann is money. Put El Lindemann back in the fucking Best of Super Juniors.
Put him in a
Alex
contract
Zane,
and fucking onto the permanent roster.
Alex Zane is over as fuck, dude. Sad news.
I was shocked to see him not back.
I think this is still going to be a great tournament because of some of the names we've got here. And we're going to start with the A block right now. So, Kushida. You have not been impressed with Kushida since he's been back? What do you think, shorts or pants?
I think remains to be seen. I'd say for me, pants maybe, just because some of those names that you mentioned I would have been more excited about. But
yeah,
I haven't had a chance.
So if that was Alex Zane, you'd be all shorts.
Yeah. Apparently Kushida and Kevin Knight just won the junior tag.
Won the junior tag titles.
Got to go watch that. So, and I really like them together. So maybe there's something to be found there. But at the moment, pants but reserving judgment,
Okay. Next up, Ryusuke Taguchi, shorts or pants? Go off.
Again, I think you could have we've seen how many Best of Super Juniors can we see Taguchi in? Not that I don't like him.
20.
I think it's very funny. But I think that's a spot. That's Alex Zane. That's El Lindemann,
Yeah. 20, by the way. He's been in 20.
Oh, well, there you go. That sounds like enough to me.
18 in a row.
Yeah. 18 in a row, and they're fucking... And he's the same in every single one of them. You know what I mean? And I like that. But I'm just saying, this is getting down to a pretty... fucking nitty-gritty field and hard to fit everybody in. It's which time, if you're going to bump somebody, it's him.
Yeah. Leo Rush, shorts or pants?
Shorts for sure. He's come a long way, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
I was so excited. Did I tell you that I saw Leo Rush?
Yes, you did. Yeah, absolutely. Because they did that thing. They did the video and all this shit, and they're just like, actually, I'm just going to come out now or whatever.
Yeah. He came out and he was talking about how he was going to challenge for the Rev Pro junior heavyweight title at the next big show they're doing, Epic Encounter. And then he goes, "No, never mind. It's going to come out now." Fucking came out and had just an absolute fucking barn burner with Robbie X, and I was very excited about that. King of the Cruiserweights, Robbie X. Cool. That was fucking awesome. I lost my goddamn mind. Next up, Doki, shorts or pants?
Oh, shorts on Doki.
Definitely. Next up, Hiromu Takahashi, your current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, shorts or pants?
Pants, and not because I don't think he's going to deliver bangers. I just don't think the champion should be in these tournaments.
It sets up so many defenses.
Well, it does set up defenses, but it's like you
if Hiromu's going to break that defense record, he's going to need to beat all of these guys.
Well, that's true. But it's just like, because the prize is sort of like winning and getting the trophy and then challenging for the belt. So like the motivation being like, what am I fighting for other than the title of Best of the Super Juniors, because I've already got it. I'm already the champion. You know what I mean? Like there's arguments for both ways, but I feel like, again, you talk about all those guys that were left out, pull him out of there. He's got plenty going on. He's about to fight for the IWGP World title, right? So if you just go kayfabe on it, he is somebody who potentially has he's the current junior champion. He's won this fucking tournament a zillion times. He has to defend against Kanemaru. He's gonna try and win the IWGP World title. Why is he also entering himself in this Super Juniors title?
Because then he would go into Super Juniors, and then he'd have to go into G1 directly after.
Exactly. And it doesn't make sense. As if I'm a professional wrestler and I'm like booking what my focus is and I'm holding a title and I want to try and be the main title, I think, why the fuck am I entering a tournament where the prize is to first myself? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. You just wouldn't do it. He'd be like, all my focus is on the world title right now. I'm going to get through that. And then if somebody can make it, whoever makes it through that tournament, I'll fucking deal with them then. I don't think it makes sense, kayfabe, for the champion to enter themselves in this tournament. So I would say Pence. I'm sure he'll be great. It's not, again, it's about slots in the tournament, not about what I think about him wrestling,
Fair enough. Okay. Next up, Teton, shorts or pants?
Shorts.
Definitely. Your friend Timothy TJP, shorts or pants?
Shorts. He puts on bangers, man. He'll be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Taiji Shimori, Bone Soldier, shorts or pants?
Shorts. He'll put on good. He's all right. I mean, he's a little bit flat for me still, but he did some real good stuff with the four-way rivalry and all that. So I would say shorts. I don't hate him being in there.
Okay. Murder Machine Show, shorts or pants?
Always shorts for me. I love Show.
Nice. And here we go. Bottom of the A block, final one announced. Speedball Mike Bailey, shorts or pants?
Shorts. I wish what I was actually saying was shoes, though, because, again, I said not about barefoot wrestling. But I think this is a pretty exciting addition. Tell me, I know you're really into Speedball. How pumped are you for this?
Oh, man. So, like, looking at the block that he's in, if Taiji Shimori has his fucking working boots on, that's going to be a banger. Him and TJP, like, that's going to be a fucking great one. I'm excited to see what he could do with Hiromu. Him and Leo Rush, going to be awesome. Depending on how Kushida is feeling, like, that could be amazing. Like, there's just no one in this block that I'm not interested in seeing him wrestle.
Yeah,
I'm fucking down.
I would agree.
I think we're so lucky because, like, I thought we would never get Speedball for like years in Japan again, so because he was away from America for so long, I thought that maybe he would stay in America and he wouldn't want to do a month-long tour in Japan. But you know what? I'm here for it. Bring him in. Let him do it. You know what? Have him bring his girl Veda with him, and let Veda do the fucking do the commentary with
Kevin
Chris and Kevin. That'd be amazing. Let Veda Scott do commentary. That'd be I'm in. I'm so fucking in. I'm 100% in on Speedball. Let's go.
Yeah, I think the Japanese audiences are going to be amazed by him. I think they're really going to like it.
Oh, they're going to love him. Yeah. They're going to love him. Absolutely. Okay, over to the B block. El Desperado, shorts, pants?
Always shorts. Despy.
Shortest of shorts. All right. Here's a good one. Yo, shorts or pants?
It feels weird to say, but I feel like with this new angrier attitude and even like the way he was treating Despy when they were teaming together in that match, I think it's shorts. I think we're seeing a new Yo here, and I think we could see something new for him. Do I want to win the tournament? Probably not, but I like this new attitude he's got.
I was not expecting that. Next up, and I want you to look at this picture.
I'm looking at the picture. They've done him so dirty in this A block, B block graphic.
Master Watu. This graphic of Master Watto looks like somebody drew Master Watto from memory.
Yeah, they took his high school picture and put it in this fucking graphic.
He looks so bad, poor kid. Shorts or pants, Master Watto?
You know what? Fuck it, shorts. I think I really enjoyed Watto Mania running wild in those 4 ways, and we need to keep growing him. He needs the reps, so I think shorts. I'm into it. Yeah.
All right, next up, Jet to Fly, Kevin Knight, shorts, pants.
Oh, shorts. I think Kevin Knight is going to be great.
He's fucking it, bro.
Yeah.
He's so good. And he's tall. So
and he can jump very high. Yeah.
He can jump very high. Higher than a human being probably should have right.
Yeah, I know.
Next up, Uncle Nobu, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, shorts, pants.
Shorts. Love Nobu.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. I want more people to study Nobu, study types of Nobu, and fucking.
When you look at all the other people in the block and you think about the match they'll have with Nobu, you just know it's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. Bushi, shorts, pants.
Pants on the old Bushi. Bushi is a very rich boy who doesn't need to be here. It's another one of those slots that could just go to somebody else.
That could be El Lindemann. Could be El Lindemann.
Could be. And imagine El Lindemann in this block specifically. Imagine El Lindemann versus Driller or Clark Connors or like fucking Robbie and fucking Kevin Knight and
I love
Kira.
I love it so much. I love that idea so much. All right. Next up, Roberto Veracruz La Jolla Aguilar, Robbie Eagles, your boy.
Short shorts for real.
Short shorts.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it.
For
he
real.
could fucking win this whole tournament. I would just be so pumped.
It could be. It could be. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Next up, Francesco Akira.
I met Akira. He was a very nice man. And I am very excited to see him in this tournament. I think now in like a solo tournament kind of thing, we go really see some of the stuff he can do.
I saw the match that he had with Drilla Dan Maloney just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
The one that inducted Maloney into the United Empire, and man, it was good.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was good.
No doubt. He's so good, man.
Next up, like I just said, Drilla Dan Maloney. I don't know if I can big this guy up enough for y'all. Shorts or pants?
I mean, you've got me hyped. It's going to be shorts, right? Anytime there's a whole new edition, I'm into it.
Hell yeah. And finally, the newest member of Bullet Club, Clarku, the Wild Rhino, no longer running wild. No more of these.
Surely there's still these, but maybe they're too sweet.
I hope so.
Maybe they're those.
Too sweets? Too sweets and sissies?
There better be. There better still be
couple
those.
of these.
Yeah, I'll take a couple. Why is his graphic red when everybody else's is blue? Is that the extra evilness of Bullet Club? Or
I feel like maybe that was just the newest picture they had of him from his.
And they didn't have time to
switch
edit
over?
it down like they did on every other person?
Guess so.
Because
They probably had these these graphics made up for weeks, you know.
Yeah.
And then like they were like, oh shit, he just changed characters. We can't put him in the silly like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah,
hat
he
anymore.
probably like the one they'd edited for this. He had like a fucking Crocodile Dundee hat on, and so they need.
He should have had the hat. What's the hat with like the pieces of cork?
Yeah,
hanging off.
It's
of
a
him?
cobra.
A cobra.
That's what they call the brimmed kind of cowboy hat here in Australia, isn't a cobra, and they hang corks off it to keep the flies away.
Love it. They should have had him in one of those.
Yeah, but shorts obviously on Clarko. You know, we're big Clarko
we love
fans
Clarko.
here.
We love a couple of these.
And we didn't really talk on it too much, but I think Clarko is a fucking wicked addition to David Finlay's Bullet Club. And I was pumped on it.
Yes.
And everybody's like, oh, he's fucking just joined in Bullet Club. Man, they're doing something with him. He'll be in Japan. Like, he'll be Finlay's right-hand man, and fucking get him there. He's done his time in the LA dojo. Get him in the fucking mix. And I'm about it.
Yup. Yeah. They're not gonna do anything with an LA dojo fucking faction. Get him somewhere where he's gonna be appreciated.
Sorry, dog's trying to eat a power cable. Hey.
Oh, we don't like that. It's dog time on the Okada Shorts program.
Hang on. Yeah. Okay, good. She's climbing down. Okay. Good.
Very good. We love her. We love her so much. She's a sweet baby.
Yeah, she's a sweet baby. But she was like, what's this power cable? And maybe if I press it with
Is
my
it
teeth,
delicious?
what will happen? Yeah, exactly.
Is it beef jerky?
It's not. Like this ring. Like that. It's just this toy ring.
Ooh.
Shoot it. There we go. Ah, yes, it worked. Okay, sorry.
Outstanding.
Sorry.
So here we go. Worst case scenario for the A block. Who is the worst case scenario wrestlers facing off on the final night of competition for the A block? You said Pants to Kushida, Taguchi, Takahashi. You know, who you feeling least excited for?
Worst case for me in this block. Probably. I'm on the fence between Hiromu and Bone Soldier. And even though I gave shorts to Bone Soldier, I don't really want to see him winning this and being in the title mix again because he was only just there. Hiromu wins everything isn't always my favorite thing either. You know what I mean? I would say Hiromu is my worst case scenario.
So Hiromu and Taiji Ishimori for the final night to win the A block is what you're saying.
Would be my worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. B block, your worst case scenario. I mean, Bushi, you're not excited for, especially
Bushi and Yo.
Bushi and Yo.
Even though I again just said like I'm sort of high on Yo, he would be the least interesting winner, like finalist for the block for me.
All right, let's go back to the A block. Best case scenario, which two wrestlers are facing off for the final night of competition for A block?
Final night. Let's go ahead and do Leo Rush and Titan?
Ooh.
Maybe. Just because he hasn't really had a chance to do anything yet, like in LIJ. And I feel like he's a fucking wicked wrestler and this could be a good opportunity to let him really shine.
That would be a huge springboard for him, man.
Yeah,
like
it'd be huge.
He did not have a good showing last year.
Yeah.
So cementing himself in LIJ as like a straight up badass would be really cool.
Would be really cool. And I was thinking Leo just because of who he could then meet from B block. That said, though, I would have no problem with Show winning this block either. Just because, again,
Okay.
I would like to see them pull the trigger.
Got to pick a best case scenario. This is not the okayest scenario. This is best case scenario.
I love Show, but I'll stick with Leo. I'll go Leo versus Teton.
Right. Leo versus Teton.
Best case.
And in the B block, your best case scenario.
Robbie Eagles and Desperado.
Hell yeah, it is. All right. A
Desperado's
block,
never won Best of the Super Juniors, right? Like, it feels like this year he's the number one seed in that block, and this could be his year, right? This could be really what the entire thing has been about since Hiromu took it off him. It's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Ishimori did, but you know what I'm saying? Like, him coming back, winning the whole thing, and then getting his title back. Yeah, exactly.
All right. A block, worst case scenario, Hiromu Takahashi or Taiji Ishimori?
Hiromu. I hate it. I hate it when the champion wins the fucking all the shit. So, yeah.
Fair. B block, worst case scenario, Yo or Bushi?
Yo, because Bushi won't happen.
Okay. Now, Hiromu Takahashi versus Yo for the worst case scenario, Best of Super Juniors 30 winner. Who is it?
Plus, I'll also say about that Yo Bushi thing, Bushi would still be a better candidate because his fashion would be off the fucking chain. Could you imagine him in a final fucking thing? The pageantry would be next level.
Oh, walking around with the trophy, like with a mask that matches the trophy.
Yeah, he's got the fucking thing.
God.
That'd be sick.
The one wing that sticks out of his mask.
It'd be hot.
That'd be cool as fuck.
It would be cool as fuck. Anyway, sorry, what was that question before I derailed you?
Hiromu Takahashi versus Yo for worst case of the best of the Super Juniors 30 winner. The best of the Super Juniors worst case, best of the worst best case scenario. Yo versus Hiromu.
Yeah.
Yo would be your worst case scenario.
Actually, nah. Hiromu would, just because it doesn't make sense and it's annoying. But I don't think Yo would be an exciting challenger. But there is the opportunity, because he only just lost. You know what I mean? Like, but this sort of like arcing heel turn that's maybe coming around with Yo that has me interested. So he's not all the way. You know, I've put him in this worst case scenario kind of thing based on previous stuff. But I mean, really, I am still interested. Like with the Sonata thing, where is he by the time that all happens? Maybe I am interested in it. At least there's stuff happening with him. He doesn't feel stale.
You're not down with Hiromu winning again. You think Hiromu just taking his fourth straight best of Super Juniors, like, you're just not down with it?
No, I think that's really boring. Also, like I said, I don't even think he should be in the fucking tournament. You know what I mean?
Rafe says Hiromu Takahashi, boring.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Robbie Eagle said in that press conference.
One of the big podcasts.
Yeah, one of the big podcasts is saying that Hiromu's boring. And I don't think he's boring. I just don't want him to win best of the Super Juniors.
That's fair. Okay, so Hiromu Takahashi takes it as the worst case scenario best of Super Juniors 30 winner. His fifth best of Super Juniors, fourth in a row. My goodness. Mm-hmm. All right, so best case scenario, Leo Rush versus Teton. Who's taking the A block?
I think I'm just going to go with my heart and say Teton, just because I want to see stuff from him. I think there's a lot of potential there, and we haven't seen it yet.
I don't know if you saw my face when you said that.
No, I don't. I'm looking at the graphics.
You made me so happy.
Oh, yeah. I know you love him, right? Yeah.
You made me so happy.
I think there's so much potential there, but we just haven't had a chance to see it. He's the newest member of LIJ. He hasn't really had an opportunity to shine. Let's fucking put some fire under him. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's back him in. I mean, they obviously think enough of him to put him in, like, arguably the most popular faction in New Japan. So let's back him in. Let's go.
Let's go. Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, B block winner, El Desperado versus Bobbert Eagles.
Oh
boy.
See, my best case scenario would be Bobbert. But I don't know if we're going to get another title match.
No. It's not what we think is going to happen. It's what we want to happen.
But then also, Despy coming full circle and completing that story is very hot to me. Oh, my heart is torn asunder.
This is tough for you, man.
This is tough.
This is very tough.
This is tough. I think I'm torn. I'm literally torn. It's two of my favorite wrestlers in the world. Let's play out some scenarios real quick.
Let's play out some scenarios. Yeah,
so,
let's do it. So currently you have Teton in the A block.
Yeah. So
Who do you think would have a better match with Teton, El Desperado or Robbie Eagles?
Oh, both would be killer.
Yes.
Both would be killer. Story-wise, there is something to be said there. Like, Robbie couldn't quite get it done at Sakura Genesis, but then he fucking burns through his entire field, fucking learns lessons, and then comes back for the title again. Like, you got me that time, but now I'm even more dangerous, and I love that. And then with Desperado, it's sort of like his full final anointing, right? Like he's never done the Super Juniors, but he's done all the same thing. So it would be a great
Here's
feather in his
the
cap.
thing. If you win Best of Super Juniors, you get to challenge for the belt. Okay, cool.
Sure.
You get to challenge for the Desperado's proven he can win the belt or even retain the belt at Wrestle Kingdom. That's not a thing, really. That's not a bridge he has to cross anymore. Because normally, like, winning the Super Juniors, that's what, the next step is. Can he get it done at Wrestle Kingdom? He's proven he can get it done at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
He beat 10 Shades of shit out of Hiromu at Wrestle Kingdom last time they faced each other.
He really did.
He stomped a mud hole and walked it dry, knocked his dick right in the dirt. And like, in what, like 12 minutes? Just boom, 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 done. Like that was fucking awesome. It was a great match. Is that the big story anymore?
I don't know, like, because this is the final bridge for him to cross. Do I hate the scenario where Desperado manages to get through, like wins the Best of the Super Juniors and then just fucking stomps out Hiromu again? I don't. I don't fucking hate that at all. I fucking like that quite a lot, to be honest, because I would love Despy as the champ, and then you can see, Despy can then defend against Robbie because they fucking had like a banger in the final, and,
Also, Despy challenging at Wrestle Kingdom, like Hiromu's got plenty of time to burn through a bunch of title defenses and get to that. He wants to set the record for title defenses, which is, I think, currently set at 12. And I believe that Uncle Nobu, if he gets past Uncle Nobu, would be 5 for him. So Despy challenging at Wrestle Kingdom and winning there to complete the story, as Cody Rhodes would say, is there's enough time for Hiromu to do his thing and then drop the belt in a banger to El Desperado. So that could be a thing.
Could be a thing. Exactly. I'm going to go with Desperado with I think I would rather Robbie Eagles in Wrestle Kingdom versus Desperado would be like the coolest story for me long term than it playing out to be Hiromu.
Oh, okay. So so Desperado wins Best of Super Juniors and challenges at Wrestle Kingdom. Meanwhile, Robbie at some point challenges Hiromu along the way at like Dominion or something.
No, like Desperado wins this, beats Hiromu straight away, 10 shades of shit out of him, defends it up until Wrestle Kingdom where Robbie.
Oh, so Despy would challenge it like Dominion or something like that.
Exactly.
Instead of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I don't think he needs the Wrestle Kingdom moment, and then you can turn around and have like a Robbie Eagles at Wrestle Kingdom would be hot. Like the big victory at Wrestle Kingdom. That'd be my dream scenario.
That'd be fucking great. Can I add another dark horse into the running?
Sure.
How rad would it be to see fucking bad attitude Clark Connors smoke the shit out of all these guys?
I was looking at this, and like we're obviously playing out our personal best case, worst cases, but when I actually am breaking down the field and stuff, he could be very dangerous in that block. We might see him go very deep.
Dude, the Clark Connors versus Dan Maloney match, I'm circling that shit. That's gonna be good, bro.
Yeah, I think okay, and then I guess before we do this next little bit, I guess best case, worst case, winning the whole thing. Did I do that? So I think
you did worst case. You did worst case all the way through.
Yeah.
Best case, El Desperado versus Teton.
Yeah, and then Desperado.
And Desperado wins.
Over Teton. Getting to be a finalist in his kind of first time through would be really good for
That'll
Teton.
be some nice like lucha libre and a little bit of death match.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Does Teton dabble? Does he?
Oh yeah, have you not seen that giant scar on his chest?
Yeah, I didn't think that was from a death match. I thought he was just in like a knife
sure
fight in Mexico City or some shit. Oh fucking hell.
No, that was from a death match.
Jesus.
Down in Mexico.
With what, a fucking axe?
I know, right? Somebody came at him with a goddamn machete.
Yeah, fucking hell. That's hectic. Looking at this, though, like in a more analytical way, who do you actually think are the favourites in these blocks? Like, who do you think is realistically favourites aside and stuff? Who do you
So
think's
this
the
is
most dangerous in each block here?
what I think, not what I want.
Yeah. Who do you think we need to
What
be
I
watching?
think we need to be watching Hiromu in the A block. We need to be watching Kushida, former winner and like making his way back now. I'd say you can never count out Taiji Shimori. And I think Mike Bailey is going to be dangerous in this block, but I don't think that he's going to be in the final two on the final night. I think they'll put him in a big match on the final night, maybe with someone like maybe like a Hiromu. He might play spoiler for Hiromu on the final night. That'd be cool.
Is this the year they pull a trigger on Show, and like he's got all the potential in the world? Do we start to see him?
In the
taken
B
a little
block,
bit more seriously, yeah.
In the A block, maybe. I mean, they could do a thing where like just House of Torturers.
Well, that's it. It's like, do we see the shenanigans and he's getting through with bullshit because like huge and stuff, I think, or are they just like
any time?
Yeah, they're going to pull the trigger.
At any time, you could see the House of Torture shtick.
Yeah,
you could see House of Torture doing House of Torture things and elevate a House of Torture. Like they could do it in the G1 this year and just like, oh, Evil's in the finals.
Yeah, exactly. What about Doki? Now that he's part of Just Five Guys and they're elevating that faction pretty aggressively,
I would like to see Doki do some fucking serious damage. It would be really cool. Doki's the dude who's got like the coolest moveset in all of fucking New Japan, and he so rarely gets to use any of it. Like Daybreak DDT, Suplex de la Luna, all that stuff. Like it's so fucking cool. It would be so rad to see Doki just go fucking off. And I think with like some of these bastards are crazy.
Yeah.
Like Mike Bailey is nuts. Fucking Teton is nuts. Of course, we know Hiromu is a fucking madman.
Leo is nuts.
Leo's fucking crazy. Like they could go cuckoo banana pants fucking crazy town and like with probably 4 of these fucking 10 dudes for Doki. That would be so much fun.
I think this could be the year that you see Doki, like, say, even if he's not, winning or whatever, you could see him pin a Hiromu and set up a challenge for sure. That'd
be cool. That'd be fucking cool, man. I think him and Teton are going to go off. I think him and Mike Bailey are going to go off. I hope that he and Leo Rush, like Leo's so evasive and like he's not quick, he's sudden. Yeah. Like Leo Rush is just out of nowhere. And I think that could be really fun with like how wild Doki is. So
absolutely.
Yeah, there's some good shit coming here. Let's look at the B block. You're going to be watching out for El Desperado, obviously. You're going to be watching out for Robbie Eagles, obviously.
Yeah.
Clark Connors, I think, is going to be dangerous. Kevin Knight as a junior heavyweight champion, I think they're going to like put some respect on his name. Dude, he's going to be he's so fucking like huge in Japan. It's going to be huge. He's a good looking dude. He's tall. He's fucking athletic. He's got all the charisma in the world. Kevin Knight could make a huge showing out here. And then you can't count out Master Watto, dude. Watto Mania running wild like just fucking 4 months ago.
Despite what this picture would lead you to believe, there's a real chance.
The fucking wild ass, like, why does he look like a fucking Halloween mask in this picture?
I don't know. It looks like he's just fucking eaten so many dumplings. Like they're still in his mouth. Currently, he's got about 10 gyoza stuffed in his mouth when they take this photo.
I wish I had 10 gyoza stuffed in my mouth right now.
Same. And then also, Driller is a completely unknown commodity. Like,
I
two United Empire guys in the same thing. Like, Driller and Akira are in the same block as well.
Yeah. I was looking at that. I think they just didn't want to put TJP and
Akira in the same block. Yeah.
Akira together. But, like I said, just 3 weeks ago, I saw Drilla and Akira have a match, and it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah. They go run it back for sure.
Run it back.
Run it back.
So yeah, I think the dangers in A block, Leo Rush, Hiromu, Mike Bailey, Taiji Ishimori, possibly Kushida. B Block, Desperado, Wado. I'm going to say Kevin Knight, Bobbert, and the new Clarku, the Rhino Club. I think those are my ones to watch. I'm going to tell everybody right now, keep a fucking eye on Dan Maloney. Dude is the fucking truth.
I'm into it. And yeah,
There it
I
is.
think you're right. Clark just joining Bullet Club, as you know, with Finlay and the new Savage of Bullet Club. So I think there's a very real chance he goes fucking deep in this block for real. And make some big
So
statements.
there it
which
is.
Cool. That's it.
There it is, our breakdown, best case scenario, worst case scenario for Super Juniors, Best of Super Juniors 30, the 30th Best of Super Juniors. And man, when I talk about best case scenario, you know what I want to talk about when I talk about best case scenario?
Is it
internet protection?
Is it some kind of internet protection?
It is internet protection. And the best case scenario for you
is if this ad went quickly.
If this ad went quickly. When you were in Japan, did you just connect to public Wi-Fi?
No way.
No way.
No way. Because you know why? Because I got NordVPN on my phone. I wasn't going to fuck around with Japanese techno pirates. I don't know what they're out there doing.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Whoa. Japanese techno pirates. That sounds like the fucking raddest.
I know. Do you want a digital grappling hook shot from a cyber space pirate ship into your phone where they then hoist all your fucking data? No thanks.
Absolutely not.
No thanks.
Absolutely not. You want NordVPN. Let me tell you about NordVPN. They offer you the most comprehensive protection for your internet self, for your digital self. And you can grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/shorts. You get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan plus one additional month for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. And not only does it keep you safe when you're in the land of the rising sun, it also opens up all of those beautiful streaming services from other countries. I really badly this week, I love horror movies. I don't know if anybody knows that about me. I'm a big fan of one Mr. Joe Bob Briggs. I grew up watching Joe Bob Briggs, introducing horror movies and things like that. It's hard for me as a man who works on Fridays to watch Joe Bob Briggs. So I turn on my beautiful NordVPN. I set my Shudder account to recognize me coming from the USA. Boom. There's Joe Bob Briggs doing all sorts of great, fantastic horror movies, teaching me all about the ways of the world and all the fantastic. I'm very tired. It's 2:30 in the morning.
Well, I can say I did the exact same thing in Japan because there were certain streaming services that I'm only a member of the Australian one. Like Netflix will just let you, log into Netflix when you're in Japan and your Australian account. You're just browsing the Australian Netflix, right? But we wanted to watch Stan. RuPaul Drag Race is on. The finals are coming up. We want to watch it, but Stan's sorry, you're in the wrong country. There's no way. You need a Japanese account. Boom, boom, NordVPN, and then I'm watching it on the phone from my Australian account. Just logged back into NordVPN Australia. That's the way to do it. What's good for traveling.
Is anything good? Anything good on Stan?
Yeah, Stan's got quite a few things. The main good things are RuPaul has been
is Auntie Donna
one
on there?
Of the favorite ones. No, Auntie Donna's on Netflix, I think, here.
The Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun is on Netflix, but their new Auntie Donna's Coffee Cafe is on iView.
Oh, I don't know. I am unsure, but there are heaps of good shows and there's heaps of good movies and stuff on it too. We have lots of streaming services, but Stan actually delivers quite well. I can't remember everything that's on there right now on the spot. It's tired, but yeah, I do like it.
I need to find a place to watch Auntie Donna's Coffee Cafe.
Yeah, we need to find it.
I fucking love me some Auntie Donna.
Yeah, they're so funny, man. Hilarious. And did you know that Broden, big New Japan Wrestling fan?
What?
Mm-hmm.
I love that guy.
You see him on social media, he'd be like watching Wrestle Kingdom with Gino and shit.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Dude, my WhatsApp picture is a picture of Cowdoy. Like, I fucking love that dude.
He's
All
so
right.
funny, man.
All right. Well, let's call that an episode. I'm so glad you're back, man. It was so good catching up with you, hearing all the beautiful stories and your time in Nihon. And I love you, man. It's good to see you back. Good to see you home. Good to see you safe.
It's good to be back. It's good to talk some New Japan. It's good to get it on the TV and catch up on everything, which is really cool.
Hell yeah.
We also recorded today an episode of Drop Your Shorts. If you're a member of the Count Out Patreon, get over there. It was just me talking other Japanese wrestling that I went and saw when we were in Japan.
And the Swallows.
And about the Yakult Swallows game, which was fun too. So you can check that out over on the Count Out Patreon.
Yeah, if you enjoy our particular brand of whimsy and you'd like to hear more dick jokes free of charge, you can check those out on the Count Out Patreon at Drop Your Shorts. You can also check out the Throw and Dice podcast, where I talk a lot about mini wargaming and tabletop role playing and all the hobby that goes with that. And you can also check out the Faces and Feels cast, where our man Raffe interviews independent wrestlers and gets to know them from a personal point of view, including a match. An interview you just had with fucking Madman Pondo.
That was
How rad was that?
That was a quick touch in with one only Madman Pondo, who's just finished his Baka Gaijin tour with Big Japan. Pondo and I are going to get on the phone properly and do a full-length interview very soon. I actually made a lot of great contacts when I was in Japan, and there'll be a lot of exciting interviews coming up soon.
You're going to be interviewing Brooks?
I have talked to Brooks, actually, and he did express interest. Cool. So we'll see what I can arrange. But I would love to speak to Chris
I got to
Brooks.
see his last match in England before he went over to DDT.
Yeah, that is awesome. I also I didn't talk about it on Drop Your Shorts or even on this show, but I didn't tell the leg of our holiday where we got back to Australia from Japan. We came home for 26 hours. Then we went and got back on a plane. We flew to Melbourne. Then we drove an hour and a half out to Ballarat to watch the Smashing Pumpkins play at a castle with Jane's Addiction and a bunch of bands. And Billy Corgan also brought the NWA with him. Got to see the likes of the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, Kerry Morton, La Rebellion with Mecha Wolf and what's his name? Basilisk? Batiste 666? I forget. But a bunch of the awesome NWA wrestlers wrestling in front of a castle. Slex the Business was there. It was really cool. Met Jake's T in real life, which is cool. He's been on my show before. And got to, meet some of the NWA talent and see that sort of happen. So maybe I'll even be able to tee up some stuff with NWA as well. So very excited to see what we can do and what's coming. So lots to come for Okada Shorts, lots to come for Faces Feels Cast. And we're in business. I'm back in the country, started a new job, different schedule, whole new me. So let's see how we go.
Yeah, lots to come for these shows. Nothing to come for us. I'm going to go to bed.
I am also going to go back to bed. It's 9:30. Amy asked to be woken up at 9:30, but I'm going to climb back into bed like we're going to sleep for another hour because I'm pretty tired.
Right on.
Exactly.
Well, buddy,
awesome.
Again, good catching up with you,
Always.
man. Love you very much, and it's
Always.
good to see you home safe.
No worries. Love you, buddy. Everybody out there, rate and subscribe, listen or die. Keep it right, keep it tight, and most importantly, keep it what, Curtis?
Short. Already a star.
guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
It's Amanda Bones.
And I'm Ashley.
Of How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, the podcast on the Count Out Wrestling Podcast Network, a weekly show where we talk about all of our favorite things, babes, blood, and brutality.
We also talk about other fun things, like is Kenny Omega finally too tan? And how much blood is too much blood? Because that looks like way too much blood.
So join us on the adventure of teaching me, Amanda Bones, about wrestling.
This has been a Count Out Podcast.